You're such an asshole.
Oh my God, look how lucky this guy is. Only because at the last moment I remembered, oh wait, I got one outstanding video left to do. The guy paid for an original. So this is an original and the very first consultation of Asshole Consulting in 2023. How happy are you? And one thing I want to point out, just an observation I had, because the past month, really I've only been healthy for the past week. But before that, I got whatever the hell that cold was going around. And that's the one that knocks you on your ass for a good at least 24-hour, if not 48, depending on who you are and how you got it. And then that cough just lingers, man. It lingers. It was I got sick due to the tornado chasing kid. I blame him fully for everything wrong in my life. I got sick Thanksgiving. And it really wasn't until when did I get? Yeah, probably Christmas Eve, almost a solid month of being ill. And I couldn't do much of anything. My voice for live, if you go just a couple videos back, they're a month old. The videos I was doing just to keep up with things, my voice is gone. That was probably the worst part of it, was the coughing and the voice being gone. The cold itself wasn't even that bad. And everyone I talked to, including my 95-year-old grandmother, who got the cold too, unfortunately is in the hospital, but that's kind of common for a 95-year-old lady. It just lingered. And so I couldn't do anything. So I had to have my voice rest up. I had to rest up. And you'll kind of be able to tell something was wrong in Cappy Land if you looked at the things I was starting to do. And you'll look like he did a ton of reviews. I didn't have the energy to hike. I didn't have energy to do work, but I did have the energy to sit and watch television. And I'm not joking. In the past month, I've watched more TV and videos and all that than I have probably years combined in the past. It was so bad. I watched The Lost City with Channing Tatum and Sandra Bullock and Daniel Radcliffe. I thought it was going to be funnier than it was. It wasn't. It was horrible. And then I watched some anime, got those checked off the list there. But what I also did, because I was watching so much movies and TV shows, and I knew about these guys before, and because I always go to them before I dare set foot in a theater, is I just started binging on some non-political, economic, non-red pill, though red pill adjacent YouTubers. Specifically, It's a Gundam and Critical Drinker. And they're entertaining, eminently practical. Spend the 10, 15 minutes listening to one of them do a video. Never go to a movie theater. Never subscribe to a streaming service. Never pay for any kind of television show or movie without watching the review of it first. It's going to save you the time. And among the entertainment and sparing me time and pain and all that, it dawned on me. I mean, I binged on their channels, haven't listened to everything. But I put more time listening to their two channels than I did the copious amounts I was watching the Castlevania series. Awesome. Watch it, by the way. Cyberpunk, the anime. Meh. Watched all of The Boys. Very interesting. Pretty good. But in watching so much of their material, I realized I was getting just as much, if not more, entertainment out of listening to them take down what is nothing short of the mental illness that has taken over Hollywood. I don't mean that on a left-right thing, though. That is related. But Hollywood, they're just making garbage. Garbage. And what it dawned on me, and the light went on. I couldn't remember if it was It's a Gundam or Critical Drinker. One of them had more views. This is common now, where they had more views on their one video about a topic than the show itself had viewers. Who was it? I think it was Better Bachelor. He's had that happen a couple times. People obviously with much larger channels, that happens. But the stuff they were critiquing didn't even get, with all of the infrastructure, all of the capital investment, equipment, and the employees that invested into whatever, creating that video, creating that episode. These guys with the webcam and a laptop. I don't think I got an old enough laptop like I do, although It's a Gundam does a lot of editing. They got more views with less than $1,000 of equipment and maybe at most 4 or 5 hours of their time with editing than the pros did in Hollywood. And if you're looking, again, always looking for the silver lining, always looking to the good yang to the bad yang. Please don't actually mean say, actually, yang is bad and yang is, I'm just saying there is always, not big karma universe type of guy, right? But when something bad happens, there's usually something good happening as well. What I realized, Hollywood is no longer, Hollywood itself is not entertaining. It's not. There was already an uphill battle with the artsy fartsy types because they're lazy. Reason they're starving arts is because they're lazy. It's not because there's something about art. And usually they're untalented. But usually, at least in Hollywood, they would persevere. Now, there's absolutely no talent. It's a lot of lazy writing, if writing at all. The ultimate sign they just don't have a work ethic is they can't come up with a new idea. If you've looked at the Marvel and comic book universes in general, all it is, swap out Hispanic guy for white guy or girl. Well, oh my God, they're gay. It's a meme going around called Air Bud. You remember Air Bud with Disney? But a basketball playing dog. There's a meme like new proposing something to Disney. Air Bud 2. This time he's gay. And you laugh at it, but it's true. I don't know what happened to the previous generation or 2 generations ago. Actually, talented filmmakers, producers, the actors. I don't think there's anything wrong with the actors. The actors, if anything, should shut up and keep their politics to themselves. But the acting is fine. But they have no ability. Modern day Hollywood has no ability except to make, you can't even call them films, abominations, jokes, a Star Wars teleporter accident. That's what they're making. And a lot of you get upset and pissed off like, oh my God, I can't believe Hollywood did the thing with the stuff and the agenda and the message, as Critical Drinker likes to call it. And it's like, yeah, they've been doing that for a while now, but here's the silver lining. This is the yin to the yang. It has provided a whole genre of YouTubers the material to go and actually create something entertaining. And that's the real entertainment that Hollywood is providing. They're providing the circus freak. They're providing, even circus freaks have more authenticity, and there's nothing wrong with circus freaks. That actually, a lot of them made money back in the day. But Hollywood is so stupid, so unconnected from the rest of the world. It's almost like watching your little 3-year-old draw a really crappy drawing, except with your 3-year-old, it's endearing and you know he's a 3-year-old. With Hollywood, their arrogance and cockiness and their just leftist agenda politics makes them arrogant on top of it, which makes it wonderful to hate. And so you may lament and rue and be angry at Hollywood for not producing movies or entertainment, but let's be perfectly honest, leftist propaganda. But don't miss out on this whole subsegment, this cottage industry that is formed, where they mock and ridicule. They're the clown idiot, the town idiot. And to see these guys come in, it really is. If I'm not saying this to compliment, it's Gundam, Critical Drinker, Sticks and Hammer, 666 is not a movie critic guy, but he criticizes the media. It's not fair. Hollywood, people in Hollywood are so dumb, and you got to watch them. Watch them talk about all the back office scenes and all that, all the director choices. All right. These people are so dumb. It really is like picking on the mentally impaired kid, except the kid who's mentally impaired in school, which you would never pick on because, well, you'd have the slightest bit of morality, I hope, is an arrogant, cocky prick lecturing you and lording you. And these people just come in. And what's wonderful about Hollywood, they don't realize it. They don't realize it that they're the joke. that everyone's laughing at them, that they're the freak. They think they're the prom queen. They think that they're the ones with the real product. And I don't know how such a high percentage of Hollywood workers, whether that's actors, producers, investors, whatever, got to be so unconnected from the real world. It doesn't matter. But that has provided the material certain people needed to make actually genuine and good entertainment. And I would also say it's intellectual in a certain regard, because he's like, geez, how do you, like, take She-Hulk, for example? How do you write a show about who the main character is a lawyer and you know nothing of the basics of courtroom order, holding a case, or the legal profession in general? If you don't know what that is, you're going to have to watch and tune into that. And how do you get that's interesting? How'd you get your job? Oh my God, the nepotism and the politics. I'm more curious about the financial aspect. I'm kind of, I think Disney came out with their fourth quarter. Didn't know it was before year end. I think revenues were flat and adjusted for inflation. They do all these different adjustments, but adjusted for inflation, it's way down actually. I'm like, how do you give some of these projects money? How do you fund? That's where I'm real curious. If I was an economist in the past, back in the day, I might have actually, out of curiosity, looked up this stuff. But I don't do economics. You got to put money in the machine for me to do my economics thing again. I speculate it has something to do with lower interest rates, or now higher interest rates. Like low interest rates, like the money was free, which really technically isn't. So every piece of crap project got bankrolled. I don't know if there's multi-billionaire leftists who inherited all the money in the world and are somehow, through private investment or venture capital, funding these horrible things. Very closely related. Same drama parallels the Hollywood universe, as does the video game universe. I don't know where they're getting the money. That'd be something curious to me. But that's way more interesting. In other words, how did She-Hulk get funding and the green light, and how bad it is? Like, you make fun of it, like, my God, they don't know they're the circus act. They don't know it. It's like Buzz Lightyear thinking he's real. You actually believe you're the real Buzz Lightyear? You actually believe you're the entertainment? Where was I going with that? Their delusion is entertainment. That's the real entertainment. Like, how did this phenomena happen? That's the entertainment. Now, maybe it's not an actual movie that you were looking forward to. Maybe it wasn't the escapism. All right. But since these movies, and to a lesser extent video games, and certainly comic books, have just absolutely gone to pot, don't miss out on the rest of the world, the rest of the normies, and in a good way, us normal people, I should say. Those of us with jobs, those of us that didn't have like a heroin needle of leftism shoved in our veins by teachers, and we just, like, for those of us like, this sucks. Or even just simple stuff like these movies and TV shows are so bad. There's like, wait a minute, what was it? The Witcher, Blood Origins. I guess a guy is thrown in jail, and then all of a sudden he's not. They're like, why is he out of jail? It's like second graders came up with this script. No plot integrity whatsoever. So if you're sick of having cultural works of art, cultural icons, like, say, the Lord of the Rings series, just being violated. I was going to use a different word. If you're sick and tired of, instead of a good show, Disney runs around and checks all the boxes to make sure they got every different type of person of color and skin, but certainly not content of character. Don't want to act. And in fairness to the actors, I did a video about it before. You can't fault the actors on that. They're just happy to get a paycheck. What was I going to? I forgot where I was going with it. But the point: don't miss out on this. That's what it may not be what you wanted. It may not be the movies you want, but and they may be violating destroying. Oh, we got to make this person Hispanic, or we're gonna change the canon or we're just going to drop chow and diarrhea all over Star Wars. Don't you at least owe it to yourself to watch the real people, the real entertainers of, I guess, globally, the Western society on the internet, just make fun and poke fun and ridicule these people. Because in due time, don't worry, they look back at the Roman Empire and say, why did Clive? Well, they didn't work and they had bread in circuses. Common sense will prevail. And people will look back and say, why is Lord of the Rings or The Witcher Blood Origin, why are there Black and Asian people there? Shouldn't that have been like a Nordic European thing? You know, and it's like, well, no, just as well. Why are there white people in Zulu? Weren't the Zulus black? Don't worry, people in the future, the historians look at it and say, oh, yeah, they had UBI and they sat on their ass, they played video games and jerked off to porn. And by the way, look at this atrocious crap they created in Hollywood. Yeah, they went from Casablanca, Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, Midnight Run, Die Hard, to She-Hulk, to Lord of the Rings affirmative action sequence, to, I don't know, what's horrible, what's bad out there. There's just so much. There's so much. Oh, God, Miss Marvel. Oh, anyway, so do yourself a favor. Tune into those guys. And not just those two guys, but just search. There's a Movie Cynic. He's pretty good too. It's just it's the only thing you're going to really get out of Hollywood. But I do have to thank Hollywood. You provided those guys with a lot of material to provide me with a lot of entertainment. So I wanted to thank Hollywood there. All right, what we got? Any super chats? Hand clogs, $2. Where is the drinker and gun? I am not in that league with those guys. I did reach out to It's a Gundam to run ads on his podcast because he does do advertising. He never got back to me. And a critical drinker, I think he has 1 million subscribers. I'm still getting you guys. I'm still trying to get you guys to get me up to 100,000 just so I can get my plastic trinket and go home. I don't want the 250,000 trinket. I just want my 100,000 trinket. That's it. I'll never ask for subscribers again. Yeah, I'd love to have him on the show, but I'd have to come up with something a little bit more. I want to, if ever I'd have him on the show, I'd do them separately, give them their own show. Because It's a Gundam. I'd love to hear his background because he brought up poor, brought up in the Bronx. Definitely, how'd you get into this? And drinker, yeah, that would be straight. What were you trying to be when you were in college? Be like you, Roosh trying to be a virologist, me trying to be an economist, Rolla trying to be a marketer, campaign guy, and who knows? He was probably on his way to dental school or something, and then also he makes all this other money just doing the YouTube thing. Any other super chats? I think we're caught up. That's it. That's it. That's it. Like to think. Show Frank of Ireland. I think Cap would like to show the Frank of Ireland. Maybe I might check it out. You know what is a good show? I don't know if it was made in Ireland. It was probably filmed in Ireland, take place in Ireland. Is Father Ted? If you guys are bored and there's nothing new on the new, if Hollywood has failed, there's another thing you could do. I'll just tell you that it's not like there hasn't been 100 years of film in the past. You could go back and find some great shows. Father Ted is one of my favorite. These are all British comedies. Father Ted, IT Crowd, and my all-time favorite comedy is Black Books. That is if you haven't watched Black Books, you're like, what do we watch? Don't even bother with the recommendations on Amazon or Netflix. They're good. Can't believe Rollo is still talking. Is Rollo on right now? All right, that's it. See you guys later. Oh, I have a link below as to the channels because they need more subscribers in case they want to have a slight blip more. We'll see you guys later. Toodles.